What's up, guys? This is OK from Cherokee, and this is going to be nights 10 through 12 of Best of the Super Juniors 23 recap and review. Gonna try to upload this to YouTube a second time. Hopefully, there's no audio quality issues, but if there is, I'm gonna take it down, re-record, and re-upload again. So hopefully we can get this on the second attempt to upload. So let's get into nights 10 through 12. We start off with Chase Owens and Villado Jr. Villado Jr. ends up picking up the win. This match was kind of mediocre. Yeah, constant interference from Yujiro Takahashi. It just got really annoying. But Owens ended up working over Villado Jr. Villado Jr. comes back, hits the Super Hurricane Run off the top rope for the 3 count. So the match, meh. Not a memorable match. So then we get to the worst match of night 10, Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask. What the fuck? I should not be saying that with Liger. But Liger, he wasn't all that great in the ring. Tiger Mask didn't fucking try. Fuck this match. Man, the match sucked. 2 out of 5, I'm on my Bret Hart shit. Then you get to Will Ospreay defeating Bobby Fish. This was a good match. Yeah, both of these two going back and forth early on, but Fish ended up, the rest of the match, you had Fish working over the knee of Ospreay. Ospreay did a really good job of selling. I wish this match had a little bit more time though, because they would have been able to pull out a 4-star match if they had just about, let's say, 5 more minutes. Give them 5 more minutes, we would have gotten a 4-star match. But hopefully we get to see these two in a match in the future. So whether it be New Japan or ROH. But we get Ricochet defeating Beretta. This one was a solid match to where you had Ricochet and Beretta going out back and forth. They brawled a little bit outside the ring, but Ricochet ended up picking the win. So that match, I give that a 3.25 out of 5, 6.5 out of 10. So overall, this show, night 10, based on those 4 matches, I give it a 5.75 out of 10. It was pretty fucking underwhelming. Like, overall, the match was underwhelming. It was okay. Like, Ospreay versus Fish, as well as Beretta and Ricochet, saved night 10, because Owens, Villado Jr. and Liger versus Tiger Mask, it was just fucking horrible. So, and that was for the B block. B block has not been great. A block has been better than the B block in this tournament. A block matches are much better. So moving on to night 11, we're back to the A block, and you have a full card, unlike night 10 where you only have those 4 matches. So you start off opening up with 6-man tag, Tomohiro Ishii, Beretta, and Will Ospreay of Chaos defeating Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Ricochet, and Villado Jr. This was a solid match to open up the card. Nice way to get the crowd pumped. Everybody getting their spots in. You had a pretty funny spot where you had Villado Jr. trying to make the tag, but Ospreay kept cutting him off, and he pretty much flipped off Ricochet and Villado. Ricochet and Tenzan? Or did he knock Ricochet off the apron and flip out Tenzan, where he did it like the way they do it in England, where you have the peace sign? But that was a pretty funny spot. Then you get to the 8-man tag. Yuji Nagata, Manabu Nakanishi, Jushin Thunder Liger, and Tiger Mask defeating Katsuyori Shibata, Juice Robinson, Jay White, and Bobby Fish. This match was pretty solid as well, where it's building up the rematch for the Never World Point Championship at Dominion between Nagata and Shibata. Both of these guys, I like seeing both of these guys wrestle, carry themselves as badasses, just fucking savages. I'd like to see Shibata one day, like if New Japan hopefully could put him into that main event scene with Okada and Naito, because I think Shibata fit in great. I think he's proven himself enough. So then you have Kyle O'Reilly defeating David Finlay. David Finlay has been pretty consistent in these matches. He's been putting on solid efforts, even in losing efforts. And I like that about David Finlay, is that he knows that he needs to go out there and put on a good match, even if he's going to job. Because that's how the Young Lions are in New Japan. But it's good to see that. O'Reilly ends up beating him with the triangle choke, which I thought he would transition in the cross arm breaker, but he just managed to get it done with the triangle choke, which is not something, like, he doesn't always win with the triangle choke. He usually wins with the armbar, but because the last time I seen him win with the triangle choke, it was against Adam Cole in that no holds bar match in back at ROH Supercard of Honor 10 Night 2. And that was the main event. Really good main event. So if that would have been nice if they had gotten a little bit more time, O'Reilly and Finlay. But whatever. You had Rocky Romero defeating Gedo this match. You had like this shit where you had like Beretta interfering on both sides. Where at first the match started off where Gedo was gonna lay down for Romero. Well, he teased laying down for Romero and letting him get the pin. But he tricked Romero, and he got a surprise roll up, but for a 2 count. So after that, you ended up getting a good match out of these two, where Romero just won with the knee strike, jumping knee strike. So then we get to the worst match on the card. What the fuck? Well, actually, yeah, it's the worst match on the card, but it was mediocre. At best, it's average. At best. Unbreakable Michael Elgin, Satoshi Kojima, Yoshitatsu, and Captain New Japan defeating Kenny Omega, Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens. This match, really not much to talk about. This was to build up Omega and Elgin's feud some more. That's all the purpose it even serves, since Tanahashi's out. They were gonna have Elgin take his place and fight not Tanahashi, but fight Omega. Tongue twist. Fucking Steiner lines all over the damn place. But yeah, to pretty much build up more to the feud between Omega and Elgin. So yeah, so then we get Tetsuya Naito, Evil, Sonata defeating Kazuchika Okada, Hirooki Goto, and Yoshihashi. Another solid 6-man tag with these guys, where you had Naito before the match teasing, like he's pretty much bullying Milano AT Collection. And he's bullying him, and then Okada and company pretty much attack him from the start of the match, and yeah, both guys go back and forth, but Sonata. I think he won with he's the one that won with the Dragon Sleeper. Or actually, no, was it Evil winning with the STO? Either that, or I might be getting those matches mixed up, like Night 11 and 12, where one of those matches you had. Well, actually, no. This had to be the one where Evil won with the STO. That was the one. So then you had Bushi defeating Ryusuke Taguchi. Match was okay. Fuck Taguchi. He's doing that retard. He was being retarded in this match. Hitting Bushi in the face with his ass again. Taguchi being fucking garbage most of the time. Although, I guess this time of the year, he actually puts on good matches. At least, some good matches. But yeah, Bushi ended up winning, I believe, with the red mist and shit. Oh, another note was that Ryusuke Taguchi's entrance, he was mocking Bushi. So, yeah, that's that. And then the main event, Kushida defeating Matt Sydal. Best match of the night. I really liked the back and forth. You had Sydal making the comeback. Yeah, Kushida getting most of the offense, working over the arm of Sydal. Sydal making his usual comeback. But my favorite spot in the match was when Sydal was about to do the fucking standing moonsault after the bulldog leg drop. And Kushida caught him in a triangle choke. And I was like, damn, that was a sick spot. Not as great as the spot in his match against O'Reilly from night 1, where O'Reilly was going for the drop kick off the apron, but Kushida jumped up out of the chair he was sitting in and put O'Reilly in an armbar. That was an epic spot. But Kushida ends up going over with the hoverboard lock, which is the modified Kimura. And that's the end of Night 11, where after the match you had Sydal thanking Kushida and the fans and pretty much challenged Kushida to a match in the future for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So we don't know when we're going to get that match, so who knows. But overall, Night 11 was a 7 out of 10. So now we're on Night 12, back to the B block. Yoshihashi and Rocky Romero defeating Ryusuke Taguchi and Jay White. Silent match from these guys. Finally heard I ended up finally hearing Yoshihashi's theme song, because I've always wondered what his theme song was, but heard it. He has a nice theme song. But anyway, it was a good match to start the show. Pretty soon, like Jay White, he's on his way to ROH for his learning excursion. So I look forward to seeing what Jay White's going to be doing in ROH pretty soon. So afterwards, we get Yuji Nagata, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Manabu Nakanishi, David Finlay, and Kyle O'Reilly defeating Katsuyori Shibata, Kushida, Juice Robinson, Captain New Japan, and Reborn Matt Sydal. This was a solid match between these guys for a 10-man tag, because 10-man tags usually they really don't turn out that good, but this one turned out to be pretty good, so, for the most part. And then you had Tiger Mask defeating Beretta. Tiger Mask put on a better match than he usually would. Shout out to Tiger Mask for actually at least putting some kind of effort, where you had Beretta kind of disrespected Tiger Mask throughout the match, and he would also try to rip off Tiger Mask's mask, which got him heat with the fans, but Tiger Mask ended up going over. I think it was a roll-up. Yeah, it was a roll-up, because Beretta tried to low blow him when the ref wasn't looking, but eventually Tiger Mask ended up winning. And then after the match, they shook hands, and then Beretta kicked Tiger Mask in the balls again. So it was a solid match. And then we get to Will Ospreay defeating Jushin Thunder Liger. These two put on a pretty good match for the time given. If they had gotten a little bit more time, I like to see how the match would have panned out. Would have been better. But with this card, they had to sacrifice time for the main event, which wasn't a tournament match, which we'll get to in a little bit. But next you have, damn, fucking lighting. And then the sun, let me see something. Alright, much better. But Liger and Ospreay had a really good match where you had Liger hitting Shote Palm Strike, doing the surfboard stretch as usual, so he gets some of his stuff in. Ospreay, he was good as well. Kind of mocked Liger. Like, everybody in this match, at one point when they wrestled Liger, they kind of mock his pose. Well, most of the wrestlers. But, yeah. Liger ended up working him over, but Ospreay ended up winning with the ace cutter, like the springboard cutter. So it was a solid match right there. So then we get to Bobby Fish defeating Chase Owens. This was a good match. You didn't have constant interference from Takahashi like you did when Owens faced Volado Jr. to where it was just Owens and Fish just putting on a solid wrestling match. It was just two going in the ring and just wrestling. I liked that. So then you have Volado Jr. defeating Ricochet. This was an awesome match. I just wish this match had more time. To where they could really get to the story that they were telling of Ricochet and Volado Jr. trying to prove who the better high flyer was, kind of like they did with the match between Ricochet and Will Ospreay from Night 6, which that was a great match. Which matches like these, it feels like you're watching. It's like watching the WCW Cruiserweights. But yeah, that was a really good match. A little more time, you would have had a 4-star match there. Which that match was 3.75 out of 5. But Unbreakable Michael Elgin, Satoshi Kojima, and Yoshitatsu defeat Kenny Omega, Yujiro Takahashi, and Bad Luck Fale. Match was mediocre. Doesn't really do much. I think this was the match where, which match was it? You do like the usual shit between these two guys. Wait, where is... Wait a minute, I think this is the one where, yeah, wait a minute. This is the one where after the match, Elgin... Yeah, where Elgin's team winning because he hit like a super Elgin bomb onto either the Elgin bomb on Takahashi. And then after the match, Elgin challenged Omega for the IC title in a ladder match. Omega ends up declining, saying that Elgin hasn't done enough to earn it. So they're building up more and more to an eventual match between Elgin and Omega for the IC championship. So then you have the main event, Tetsuya Naito, Evil, Bushi, and Sonata, all of Los Ingobernables de Japón, defeating Chaos, which comprised of Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, Haruki Goto, Gedo, and Tomohiro Ishii. This is the only 4-star match on the card. This was it was a really good tag match. Like, the matches are better when you have Bushi and Gato in there. The multi-man tag match between Chaos and Los Ingobernables del Pon. That's something I've noticed, though, with these matches, is that they get better with Gato and Bushi involved. But Bushi ended up getting the win, where he hit I believe he hit, that was for night 14, but in a singles match. But anyway, he ended up hitting like a code breaker from the second rope on Gato, and after spitting mist in his face for the 3 count. So after the match, you had a beatdown. Los Ingobernables just beating down Chaos and stuff. Okada and Naito staring each other down as Okada was on the apron and Naito was in the ring. And that's how the show ended. So night 12 was a 7 out of 10 as well. So overall, I'm going to give nights 10 through 12 as a collective 6.75 out of 10. To where it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Could have been better, especially with night 10, because those first 2 matches on night 10 were ass. But it is what it is. So that's been nights 10 through 12 of Best of the Super Juniors 23. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more coverage on New Japan. And hopefully either late tonight or early in the morning, I'll get to days, or I might start recording day 13 and 14 of Best of the Super Juniors recap and review, and then wait on it while I wait for this video to upload. And I'll be watching Ring of Honor Best in the World tonight, so I'll probably just try to probably record that as well tomorrow. So you'll probably get 2 videos tomorrow, days 13 and 14 of the tournament, and then a review of Best in the World. So this has been the LK Cherokee, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.